Merry Christmas! We've made it! The final installment of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. Is it the best in the series? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, no, it is not. No, it is not. Is it the worst? No, it is not the worst. Somewhere in the middle. Of course, I'm talking about the not-so-beloved Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toymaker from 1991. Written by Martin Kitrosser and Brian Usna and directed by Martin Kitrosser. Like my mug? Let me know down in the comments if you know what movie this is from. It'll be featuring in 2021's Christmas Marathon. I'll be doing these kinds of Christmas movies then. This year, of course, we're sticking to horror for the most part. Yes, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. Brian Usna, who directed the very bizarre Part 4, sticks around to produce and write Part 5. Now, I have a suspicion that they shot these movies back to back. I mentioned I know Brian a little bit. I haven't asked him, actually, if that's the case, or not, but I have a suspicion that it is the case, and he was working on Part 4 while Martin Kitrosser was working on 5. Mainly, my suspicions lie in the fact that they use almost the same actors. Neith Hunter, who plays Kim in Part 4, appears here as Kim, but as a completely different character. She's got a kid, you know, and she's not, as far as I know, she's not a reporter, but she still is called Kim. Clint Howard returns as Ricky in a very small cameo, almost, you know, blink and you miss it kind of situation where he plays a mall Santa, ha ha ha, but he's in such a small little bit that it's like, wait, is this the same Ricky? Did Part 5 take place before Part 4? Potentially, that's maybe getting into the weeds there when we're talking about timelines of these movies, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. What is Part 5 about? Well, let's get into it. A mysterious toy maker who, I thought was new to town, but apparently everybody knows him, named Joe Petto. You know where I'm going with this. And his son, Pino Petto. Hopefully you're with me. You know where I'm heading here. They own a small toy store, which, by the way, what's the toy store's name? It's Petto. Petto. But if I would just tell you, hey, let's go to that toy store, that toy store for kids, it's called Petto. What springs to mind? What springs to mind? I'm not going to say it here. I think you know. I trust you. I think you're smart enough to get where I'm going. And I really wish they hadn't called the toy store for little kids Petto. So it turns out this mysterious Joe Petto is some kind of super inventor, and he's made these killing toys. Okay, why? Why is he making toys that kill people? It's very unclear. We don't really get an answer as to why Joe Petto made these toys. We do get sort of an answer as to why the toys are killing, but we'll get to that. Anyway, the story revolves around a little boy named Derek. A mysterious package arrives at his doorstep, and it includes a killing toy. That toy, ridiculous-looking toy, like I don't know why any kid would want to play with this thing, except like a baby maybe, proceeds to kill his father. He watches this, he's traumatized for the whole movie, and, the mom tries to cheer him up. I mean, he just saw his father get killed. He's not going to get cheered up by you buying him toys. She takes him to Petto's toy store, and tries to, maybe I'll buy you a toy so you can cheer up. Cheer up! He just saw his father get slaughtered. Oh, here's the main problem with these type of movies. They almost don't seem to act on a human level. The characters in these movies don't ever react like you would imagine human beings to react, and that instantly turns me off specifically because I believe in genuine behavior. If a little boy just saw his father get slaughtered, yes, he'd be traumatized. The mother, who just lost her husband, would not be, it's fine, just get over it. Just get over it, I'll buy you some toys. What the hell's happening? Why would you write it like this? This is not how people act. Turns out, Petto's son, Pino, I think you know where I'm going. I think you've got there already. Pino has the hots for Derek's mom. And so what he's doing is sending toys to Derek's house, essentially to kill Derek. Because Pino's plan is, by the way, Pino's like 22 years old. Pino's plan is to have Derek's mom adopt him. this doesn't make any sense. But compared to the last movie with roachworms and witches, we're pretty much on firm genre ground for the most part. Yada, yada, yada. I'm going to skip to the end. I'm not going to waste your time here. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Pino is a robot. He is Pinocchio. Joe Petto is Petto. Ha ha ha. Very good. Very clever. Merry Christmas, everybody. The end of the movie is the best part, and not just because it's the end of the movie, but the finale involves Pino abducting Derek so that he can finally get rid of him, the mother coming to rescue him, and involving sort of the reveal of who and what Pino is. And we sort of see his full human body, and it's G.I. Joe-like, and they honestly did a great job. Screaming Mad George is back here for the effects from Part 4. That's why I think it's back-to-back, because they have the same effects guy. We got 6 kills in the film. Not bad. Similar to Part 4. The focus isn't really on the kills. I think it's, unfortunately, on the character development, which is the weakest element of the film. 6 kills. They're all pretty meh. I mean, they all involve killer toys. There's some really good scenes with the toys. There's one where there's sort of a plastic worm that looks similar to the worms from Part 4. So I don't know if that's sort of like a funny haha reference to Part 4, or hey, this is what the worms are going to look like, and they said, oh my god, that looks awful, do it again. And so they just used the original worm and pretended that that was a toy. Who knows? Yeah, 6 kills. They're okay. They're definitely goofier. They're definitely played almost for laughs. I mean, they're bloody and they're juicy, but they're not necessarily like, oh my god, I can't look. It's more like, oh wow, okay, they're doing this. Alright, well, that's fun. I don't know that I have a favorite death, but I do sort of have a favorite death, a favorite moment. The kid doesn't die, but it's kind of I'll call it favorite moment, near death. Favorite near death, how about that? There's a kid on these, I was going to call them haunted rollerblades. It's not haunted, but like, you know, a Petto made rollerblades, and the kid steals them from Derek. He puts them on. He's like going through the town like he's a badass. Oh yeah, I got rollerblades, dude. Get out of my way. And you know, he's got the overly large, you know, shirts, which is the style of the 90s. Anyway, the rollerblades explode into flares and then go off, you know, on a mind of their own, and they spin the kid around. It's just such a stupid, goofy scene, but it made me laugh because it was just so god-awful stupid. And then he gets hit by a car and gets sent to the hospital. So he doesn't die, but it's a near death. Now, I would say probably that's my favorite scene. Final girl is Sarah, Derek's mom, and she's pretty meh, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not a fan of her acting. She's very beautiful actress, but her acting and the way she reacts to scenes, and maybe it's just the way it was written by Kit Rosser and Usna, that it just felt a little flat to me, a little inhuman in her reactions to the situation. So, meh, Sarah's not the perfect final girl. She sort of pulls it together at the end, but ultimately doesn't really do anything to stop the bad guy except confront him. So, she's very low on the final girls list here. Well, there's 2 sex scenes, but 0 nudity in both. Yup. 1 star. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 5. The Toymaker gets 1 star from your old pal, Master Chaos. You know, and that star is really only for some of the effects. And Mickey Rooney hamming it up. He does such a good job. I wish we had seen more of him. I do love the idea of a twisted Pinocchio tale told on Christmas. But this was probably the lowest common denominator of what that story could be, unfortunately. Ugh. I'm kind of disappointed. I wish this could have been a lot better. Maybe if they spent a little longer on the script, or maybe they had to write this really fast. Hey, we're shooting next week. Give me Pinocchio, a Pinocchio Christmas story. That might have been the case. Honestly, that's probably the case. A lot, from my experience, it's a lot of hurry up. We need the script tomorrow. It doesn't matter if there's plot holes. It's not the worst in the franchise, and it's certainly not the best. So far, Part 1 is still the best. This one is, I would say Part 1, Part 2, Part 5. Then, so, you know what, take it back. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, only because they're really in continuation of the real storyline. Then, Part 5, Part 4 is way at the end, because it's completely out of left field and garbage. Well, time to close the movie house down. Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this review of the fifth and final installment of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. We're not done yet. We are not done yet because tomorrow I'm coming to you with the final, not really in-universe continuity of the franchise, but it is part of the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. The remake, Silent Night, starring Malcolm McDowell and Jamie King. Remember Jamie King? Where did she go? My friend, I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Please take care of yourself and your loved ones. Hug each other closer this year more than ever. Stuff's crazy out there, and I promise you it's going to get better. I really, really do. I have been your Philly Neighborhood Master Chaos, and you have been entertained.